Uh, Today I need to continue working on the input manager, and this should be probably one of the final things for the logic, hopefully. The current problem is this check thing doesn't really work out when there is no attack. Because we're doing all these checks for no reason when there is no attack. So the first check probably that would make sense is to have an attack. So let's make a fake variable that's enter your fake attack. I don't know what type to give it. Let's just give it exist, a boolean, because we want to check if it exists or not, and that can be done multiple times. False, because I feel like it. And then we'll give one that's true. Alright. Not there. Here. Okay. Sequence reader gives us a sequence. Let me go back and check. I made a to-do for motion input priority manager. Might not be necessary. Let's skip that thing for now. It was defined as a function last stream, but it doesn't make the most sense to be used if we're checking attacks first, not sequences. Okay, what we need to do right now. How do we do this? So there are three checks. One, a check for the sequence. Two, a check for if an attack button was pressed. Specific attack button was pressed. And three, a check for the direction we're facing. But there is no check for attack, so if fake attack was true, make it a button, make it a button, make it a button. If fake attack, which has the sequence that it's gonna, which will define which sequence is checked and whether or not the direction is the right direction and the button that was pressed is the right button. If fake attack and sequence reader equals down quarter circle right. Then where's that? Input history equals. Right now it's checking a specific sequence. Check what sequences we're getting. I don't know how to do that. Back all the way to the error. And is a nested array. The attack we want. Let's put like kick here. and is underscore facing right equals true. Okay. First off, this is a big mess of an if statement. Print here. Quarter circle forward light kick. Okay. That is 4 checks for an attack. You have to check if this attack exists or not. Then if this one does, and none of the other ones do, then we change. Okay. And this may turn into a function, or maybe the match statement might be better or not. I don't know. Uh, let's delete one of these. Okay. Use my space to think. So if fake attack and the sequence reader gives us the sequence for this attack, and the button is light kick, and they're facing right, then give quarter circle forward back. Just like it. There we go. Else, ELIF, same thing, but this time this is false. So quarter circle back, slay kick. Yep. That's if the attack is true. Okay. Now, what I also need to test, because I don't know if this is something that happens, a match statement when something is null. Match null. You can match null. Okay. This zero print is from what? Sequence reader. Okay. Match null. Let's see if it actually does anything. Yeah, so you can match a null and just get null printing and doing things. So that takes care of me being worried about null checks. Um, which means if everything is null and none of these are not null, then we can say match fake attack, um, TRUE, enter, I don't know, we just put late kick here, because that's something I can check theoretically, but so fake attack, hmm, then we can check all of these. Okay. So we can check if there's a fake attack using the match statement. We can check through every attack in this way. We just need a function that's like attack. Match for attack in attack. Okay, what I could do is a for statement that matches each attack, and we can iterate through an array. And attacks isn't a real thing. So let me just go var attack colon array. I'll put attack managers because that's what I actually have it called. But let me use booleans right now. Equals what? Let's use numbers because that actually gives me more options. Int equals 1, 1, 1, 1. No, sorry. Equals 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, that would be too complicated to remember. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives me 5 options to check. Okay. 4 attacks and attacks, so each value match number. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And pass to read it. Can I put a null? Or is null just 0? Never mind. Back to our statement. Okay. So we want to check for an attack in the array of attacks. And we want to print the bracket and then has 0. Copy this, enter colon, has 1, enter, insert key was pressed. Okay. Just 2, 3, 4. And then I just want to see what happens. So it has all the numbers. Yeah, that makes sense. It prints all of them. If I put a break at 2, it should break. Stops at 2. Okay. If I then remove the 2, it should print out everything but the 2 because it doesn't have 2. Alright, no, the comma. Which gives me 1, skip 2, 3, 4. Yep, that makes sense. So our list of attacks. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to remove the player script entirely. That or pass variables between the player and the input attack manager. Okay, so check for an attack, match any the attacks. Okay, then if none of them match, let me see if there's a way to do this. Attacks dot any. Nope. Okay, we'll just keep that. I know this works, and that's kind of what I want it to do. All right. So match attack. Let's match 2 when these 3 statements. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is a quarter circle right and light kick. Okay. Click on the node. Is facing right is on, so yes, it is true. So down. A bunch of things are being pressed. Frame by frame mode. Down, down right, right, light kick. Forward. Print has to break. Didn't come out. Next frame? No, it doesn't come out. Okay. So why is it not coming out? press the right button. Light kick is 12. We're outputting a 12 here from the other statement, but later. This is being printed. But this isn't being printed. More text, and I removed the 2. Comma 2. Save. Does that update? And can we just continue running it? Oh, let me rerun it. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Yeah, that is the wrong button. Frame by frame. Down, down, right. No, that's it. That's not down, right. Down, down, right. Light kick has 2, and then the rest are skipped. Okay, this gets me what I want. And then the order priority would be determined by the array. Okay. All right, so we have our thing. Now we might need a function that can checks all 3 of these. That checks sequence, checks nested array, and is facing right. So in nested array, cool. Input filter, sequence reader, and the sequence check, and then forwards. Well, forwards is just a single boolean, so I might just combine these 2 and then make a boolean on its own. Okay. Okay. Make this one. Checks for score. Checks function that calls both of them if. So first off, we need input h. We need check the sequence. We need a tag button. Input h colon return TRE, and then else, and then if not, return false. Okay. So buffered array is just global. Input history is technically global, but it's being called in mystery. Now, this is an array. This is an int. And this is an int. And then we want to replace this with checks for attacks. Put in input history. Then put in the sequence. 2, 3, 6, or down quarters, circle, forwards, or right. Then we want to input the attack button, light kick. And then we want to know if it is right or not. I may keep that as a separate boolean. For now. Should I change it? Maybe. Should I not change it? Also maybe. I don't really know what the correct answer is. Is there anything else? First off, this is not used because I made an array. Okay. This doesn't need to exist. Just reading, trying to think what is necessary and what is not. Input filter. Inputs a current frame append a ton. And this is called inputs a current frame is a global variable? Oh. Oh. I guess that makes sense for how I've set it up. Sure. Maybe. Uh, I don't know if that's a great idea. Because like right after this, I no longer need that inputs a current frame. Hmm. Let's change this to attack, action. Hmm. I like this. Could I check the actual statement if it does it? Frame by frame, down, down right, down big sequence, and then light kick. Yep, it works. Okay. So now let me just deal with this, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me add a fifth one. Let me add 5 to the array. And then I need to copy paste this because this is the 6 variations of down quarter circle right. Wait a second. Can't I just match the sequence? Wait, no, if I'm checking the attack, that means I then want to just check the sequence if that's been done. The attack, if that's been done. The sequence is always the same. Or is it? So here's what it's going to split up both. What's going to split is the right or left. That's going to be the first thing. So let us copy paste this. Go here, here. So this is the first thing. We've got EX kick, heavy kick, and light kick. Yeah. These are all down quarter circle right. This would print, print, just for the sake of printing stuff. Okay, so print the sequence. So we'll print down quarter circle right. We need to str this string right, plus EX kick. That and another one. Right. And plus is facing right. check for all of these. Okay. And then, so let me just type here to remember things. This first action here is quarter circle forward. So 0 equals quarter circle forward. Okay, so that's quarter circle forward. And then I'll say light one type of kick or all the kicks or something else. Let's say one kick. So light kick. Okay, I have EX, so EX kick. Okay. So quarter circle forward, EX kick. That's 0. To get quarter circle forward, EX kick, there are 2 checks. Which is this check or the check where it's facing the other direction and the inputs are different. So it's colon match is facing right, colon enter, QRUE, colon remove this check. One checks for attack. Doesn't break, really? So first we're checking if an attack exists. Then we're checking the 2 possibilities that it could occur for that specific completely unique attack. So if a specific attack, quarter circle forward, EX kick, exists, then go to its statement, check if it is facing right, and then if it is facing right, use the quarter circle right input. If it is facing left, use the quarter circle left input. Okay, What that doesn't do is what? Okay, so we have the for loop to check for every attack at least once through the match statement. So every attack gets checked. Okay, every attack gets checked. So 0 gets checked, 1 gets checked, 2 gets checked, 3 gets checked, so on. Okay. Then do another check. If it's facing right, when these other two conditions are happening, say that it is happening. I'm gonna add another thing here that just says what happened. Remember frame mode down, down right, right. EX kick. A lot of things are being printed out. A quarter circle, forward kick, EX kick is being printed. Okay. Let me change this value. Then go next frame. Okay, that's gone. Down, down, left, left. The kick is still being counted because it's actually still within the buffer. But I'll re-put it in. Okay. That's a thing. Okay, so first off, the print for false is coming from somewhere. The 214 and 13 is also coming from somewhere on top of that. The after input changed. These are also printing, I think. This I want to comment. Frame by frame mode. Down, down, right, right. EX kick. Down, down, right did not come out. Down, down, right, right. EX kick. Down, down, left, left. EX kick. That's a strange bug. Oh no, that's a problem. Wait, no, that was because facing grid is off. I was using quarter circle right initially, and that's why the error was coming out that I didn't like. Um, kick. Sure. Yeah, that's just printing out with a space in the in the wrong spot for this. There's no space here. That's fine. Okay. All right. So I think that's the final version of how I want to check every attack. First off, this is always going to be a check that exists. What I could do is check EX kit, check the EX attacks input first, and then check if it's facing right or facing left. I don't know. I don't like this. This is really annoying. Okay, I need to end stream, disappear, and go elsewhere. Right. Bye.